Breaking news, Baylen Dupree's shocking loss. His house is gone. Baylen out loud sad loudly crying face. Hello friends, I am Elena, welcome to my channel. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Today, an emotional wave swept across Baylen Dupree's fanbase as devastating news broke. His house is gone. For someone who has built a life around positivity, humor, and spreading awareness about living authentically, this tragedy has left both Baylen and his supporters heartbroken. The influencer, known for his openness and infectious energy, suddenly found himself facing one of the most painful experiences of his life. The story has shaken the internet, leaving fans in disbelief and sadness. Baylen Dupree, who rose to prominence through his vibrant presence online, has always been honest about his ups and downs. Fans admired not only his confidence but also his resilience. Through years of content creation, he has managed to touch millions of hearts by showing that behind every smile there can also be struggle and growth. But this time the news hit differently, a loss that goes far beyond a simple setback. It was his home, the place that carried memories, laughter, safety, and comfort. Losing it meant losing the heart of his personal world. According to close sources and posts made by Baylen himself, the loss came unexpectedly. Whether through disaster, financial hardship, or an unavoidable circumstance, one thing became clear: Baylen is now dealing with something incredibly painful. When he took to social media to confirm the news, his words were heavy with emotion. He expressed disbelief, sorrow, and a deep sense of emptiness. His followers immediately flooded the comment sections with love and prayers, hoping to lift his spirits during this difficult time. Many wrote messages of encouragement, reminding him that homes can be rebuilt, but his courage and character remain unshaken. The emotional impact of losing one's home cannot be understated. It's not just about losing walls and a roof, it's about losing the space where dreams were made, where milestones were celebrated, and where comfort was found during difficult days. For Baylen, who has always been transparent about his mental and emotional journey, this experience is another chapter that tests his strength. Fans have already seen him overcome challenges before, and yet seeing him break down over something so personal has touched everyone deeply. In recent months, Baylen had shared glimpses of his daily life, often showing parts of his home that became familiar to viewers. His workspace, his favorite spots, and even the small details like his room decor made fans feel connected to his world. Now, seeing that world disappear so suddenly feels surreal. Many followers said that it's like losing a part of their own routine, as his videos had become a source of comfort for thousands who watched him daily. What stands out most about this situation is the way Baylen continues to show grace, even in heartbreak. Though clearly devastated, he has reminded his fans that material things can be replaced, but the love and support of a community can never be lost. His ability to remain grateful, even amid chaos, demonstrates his incredible spirit. Still, the sadness in his eyes tells a story of deep pain, one that words alone cannot fully express. Fans have commented that watching his latest update felt like witnessing a close friend suffer, because Baylen has built that kind of genuine bond with his audience. Many other creators and influencers have come forward to show solidarity. Some offered help, donations, or temporary space, while others encouraged fans to keep Baylen in their thoughts and prayers. The internet, often a place of criticism and negativity, has instead turned into a platform of kindness and support. That alone is a testament to the kind of person Baylen is, someone who inspires compassion even in his darkest moments. As updates continue to come in, many wonder what caused this tragedy. While details remain limited, speculation is widespread. Some think it may have been a fire or natural disaster, while others believe it could be financial or related to unforeseen circumstances. However, out of respect for his privacy, most fans have focused not on the cause but on how they can help. Fundraisers, messages of love, and tributes have already begun circulating online. This wave of collective empathy shows how much Baylen means to his audience, not just as a creator but as a human being. Throughout his journey, Baylen Dupree has taught his viewers resilience and the importance of staying true to yourself, no matter what life throws your way. This heartbreaking event might have taken away his house, but it cannot take away his hope, his passion, or the unbreakable spirit that made him who he is. Fans believe that this loss will only make him stronger, that he will rebuild, and that his comeback will be even more inspiring than before. In his latest message, Baylen expressed how surreal everything feels. One moment, life seemed normal, and the next, everything changed. That's the nature of loss. It strikes without warning, and it reminds us of how fragile stability can be. But he also shared gratitude for the people standing beside him, thanking everyone who reached out. His words were simple but powerful. "I've lost a house, but not my heart." Those words captured the strength of someone who refuses to give up, even when everything seems lost. Fans have responded by organizing support campaigns and sharing memories of how Baylen's videos helped them through their own dark times. They see this as their opportunity to give back, to help him heal just as he helped them. This emotional connection between creator and community is what makes moments like this so impactful. It's not about fame or numbers, it's about humanity and shared empathy. The situation remains fluid, and everyone hopes Baylen finds a safe place to stay as he begins rebuilding. The coming days will no doubt be filled with challenges, but if there's one thing people know about Baylen Dupree, it's that he doesn't let heartbreak define him. He turns pain into purpose. Even in loss, he continues to teach his followers how to stay strong, how to find light in the darkest times, and how to believe that every ending can lead to a new beginning. In the end, this heartbreaking news reminds everyone that life can change in an instant. For Baylen Dupree, the road ahead won't be easy, but he's not walking it alone. His fans, friends, and supporters around the world stand firmly behind him, ready to lift him up. His house may be gone, but his story is far from over. This may be the most difficult chapter yet, but knowing Baylen, he'll rise again, stronger, wiser, and even more determined to inspire others. And as fans continue to rally around him, one message echoes across social media. Homes can be rebuilt. Hearts can heal. But the love we share with one another, that's forever. Baylen Dupree has never been one to keep her fans guessing for long. Known for her infectious energy, openness about her life, and the way she connects with her audience through honesty and humor, Baylen has turned her platform into a space where fans feel like family. And now she's giving them something truly special, an inside look at her wedding plans with fiancé Colin Dooley. From romantic details to meaningful decisions, Baylen is sharing every moment of this exciting new chapter on Baylen Out Loud. After months of speculation, fans finally got confirmation that Baylen and Colin are officially engaged. The announcement was everything her followers could have hoped for, raw, emotional, and full of love. Baylen's face lit up with joy as she shared the story of how Colin proposed, and fans were quick to fill her comments section with congratulations. For those who have followed her journey from the start, this engagement represents not only a romantic milestone but a celebration of growth, healing, and faith. In her latest Baylen Out Loud episode, Baylen opened up about how wedding planning has already become one of the most exciting and overwhelming experiences of her life. She revealed that she and Colin are taking their time, carefully choosing every detail to make sure the celebration truly reflects who they are as a couple. "I don't want it to feel like a show or a performance," Baylen said. "I want it to be about love, about the people who've supported us, and about the promises we're making to each other." According to Baylen, one of the most emotional parts of planning so far has been choosing the wedding venue. She shared that she wants a location that feels peaceful and natural, somewhere that mirrors the calm and steady love she's found in Colin. "I've always dreamed of something outdoors, not necessarily on a beach or in a fancy ballroom," she explained. "Something simple with trees, lights, and people we love laughing all around us. That's what makes it beautiful." Couple is also thinking deeply about their ceremony. Baylen has made it clear that she wants their wedding to have a strong spiritual focus, guided by faith and gratitude. "Our relationship has always been built on prayer and patience," she said. "We've been through challenges, but those challenges helped us see what really matters, not perfection but commitment." Fans were thrilled when Baylen hinted that she might share parts of her dress shopping journey online. "I don't want to spoil the final look," she said with a smile, "but I will say I want something timeless. I'm not a huge fan of the overly flashy look. I want something that makes me feel like myself, something elegant but comfortable. Her followers immediately began speculating on possible designs, filling comment sections with predictions and dress inspirations. Colin, who has been more private compared to Baylen, has also opened up a bit about his excitement for the big day. In a recent Q&A, Baylen shared that Colin has been surprisingly involved in the planning process. "He's so supportive," she said warmly. "He helps with decisions, gives input, and most importantly, he keeps me calm when I start stressing over small details just for the guest list." Baylen explained that she and Colin want a balance between intimacy and celebration. "We're not doing a huge 500-person wedding," she said. "We want everyone there to truly mean something to us. People who've seen us grow, supported us, and loved us through the ups and downs." Still, fans can expect some familiar faces from Baylen's social media world to be part of the big day, as she hinted that her closest online friends might be in attendance. When it comes to the reception, Baylen wants the night to feel like a joyful, relaxed gathering rather than a formal affair. "We're both really chill people," she said. "We love music, good food, and laughter. So that's what our reception will be, a celebration of joy." She also teased that she's curating a playlist filled with songs that have marked their relationship, from early dates to late-night car rides. Throughout her Baylen Out Loud episode, what stood out most wasn't just the excitement of wedding planning, it was the depth of emotion behind every word. Baylen spoke candidly about how far she's come, from moments of struggle to finally finding peace and love. "I used to pray for someone who would understand me, not just the good parts but the messy, complicated parts too," she shared. "Colin has been that person. He's steady, kind, and he never makes me feel like I have to be anyone other than myself." She also talked about the lessons she's learned in relationships and how they're shaping her approach to marriage. "Love isn't about perfection," Baylen reflected. "It's about showing up, choosing each other every day, and being willing to grow together. That's the promise I want to make, not just for the wedding but for life." As fans eagerly wait for more updates, Baylen hinted that she plans to document parts of the journey in a special Baylen Out Loud wedding series. The idea, she explained, is to show the real side of planning a wedding, the stress, the laughter, and the moments that truly matter. "I know how social media can make everything look perfect," she said. "But I want to show that behind every perfect photo is a lot of love, teamwork, and sometimes chaos, and that's okay." It's clear that Baylen isn't just preparing for a wedding, she's embracing a new season of her life with authenticity and gratitude. Her openness about every stage of this process makes her fans feel like they're part of something special, and that connection is exactly what makes Baylen Dupree so beloved as the big day gets closer. Fans are sure to be watching every update, every shared moment, and every heartfelt post. For Baylen and Colin, this isn't just a wedding, it's the beginning of a lifetime of love, faith, and partnership. And for everyone following along, it's a reminder that true love isn't about perfection or performance, but about choosing someone who feels like home. Baylen ended her episode with a heartfelt message to her supporters. "Thank you for being part of this journey with me. You've all seen me grow up, struggle, heal, and now find love. I can't wait to share this next chapter because it's not just my story anymore, it's ours. I have something both exciting and slightly terrifying to share with you all." Colin and I decided to embark on one of those food adventures that we always say we're going to do but never actually do. Yes, I'm talking about unique, one-of-a-kind truck food. Those quirky food trucks that pop up everywhere with all kinds of wild creations that seem like they belong in a science experiment more than on a plate. So let me set the scene for you. Imagine a sunny afternoon, perfect weather, a little breeze, and the kind of energy where you feel like anything could happen. Colin and I were walking through this popular food truck festival that had been all over social media for weeks. Everyone was posting their photos, videos, and reactions to these crazy food combinations, and naturally we thought, hey, we should try this too. Now, Colin, as many of you know, is a little more adventurous than I am when it comes to food. He's always the one to say yes to bizarre flavor pairings, the stranger the better. I, on the other hand, like to think I have a bit more restraint, but let's be real, my curiosity often wins. And today, curiosity definitely won, and we started at a taco truck that claimed to have the world's spiciest pineapple and ghost pepper taco. I know, sounds intense, right? Colin jumped right in. He ordered two, insisting that the spice would be manageable. I ordered one because I wanted to at least taste it, but I was already skeptical. The moment I took that first bite, my eyes widened. The pineapple was sweet, yes, but the ghost pepper? Oh my goodness. It hit like a freight train. I could feel my mouth burning, my face turning red, and Colin? He was grinning like it was a casual Tuesday. After a few moments of recovering and laughing at my reaction, we moved on. That was just the appetizer. Or so we thought. The next truck we approached had something called savory ice cream. Yes, ice cream. But not your typical vanilla or chocolate. This one had bacon, blue cheese, and a drizzle of balsamic reduction on top. Colin immediately said he had to try it. I stared at him, trying to gauge if he was serious or joking. He was serious. So naturally, I felt like I had to do it too. The first bite was strange, to say the least. The ice cream was creamy, the bacon added a salty crunch, and the blue cheese brought this sharp tang. I tried to convince myself that I was enjoying it, but deep down I knew something was off. Colin was nodding appreciatively, though, taking his time to savor every flavor. I admired his bravery, really. By the end of it, I had half of it in my mouth and suddenly realized I could not continue. It wasn't just gross, it was a full-on flavor assault. And yes, in that moment, I made the executive decision to discreetly dispose of the rest. Moving on, we found a truck that was advertising fried everything on a stick. Naturally, I assumed that meant the usual, like mozzarella sticks or maybe fried Oreos. Colin, of course, went for the extreme. Fried pickles, fried candy bars, and something called fried mac and cheese balls stuffed with hot Cheetos. I watched him with a mix of admiration and horror as he devoured each item like a pro. I tried one of the mac and cheese balls and immediately realized that while it might be delicious in theory, in practice it was a bit too much for me. My stomach was starting to send subtle warnings, and I knew I had to pace myself if I wanted to survive the rest of this adventure. Next, we stumbled upon a truck that had a line out the door, and of course we had to check it out. It was called Gourmet Fusion Burgers, and the menu items had names like the Sweet Heat Explosion and the Donut Delight. I ordered the Sweet Heat Explosion because the description included jalapeno jam, caramelized onions, and some sort of spicy aioli. Colin went all in and ordered 3 different burgers because he said he had to sample the full spectrum. The first bite of my burger was a roller coaster. The sweetness from the caramelized onions and jam was delicious, but the heat from the jalapeno kicked in faster than I expected. I was halfway through and starting to regret my decision. Colin, naturally, was unfazed. By the end of it, I had taken a few more bites, then realized I just couldn't finish it. It was like my taste buds had been challenged beyond their limits. I had to step away for a moment, and yes, I may have discreetly gotten rid of part of it. By this point, Colin was enjoying himself immensely. He was trying every single truck that caught our eye, from a sushi burrito place to a dessert truck that served things like chocolate-covered bacon and lavender cotton candy. I followed along, tasting a few bites here and there, but my stomach was beginning to protest. The combination of flavors, textures, and sheer quantity of food was starting to catch up to me. Then came the moment that would define the day. We found a truck called the Extreme Experiment. The menu was a collection of items that were intentionally bizarre: peanut butter and pickle sandwiches, spaghetti tacos, and something labeled as Choco Cheese Surprise. Colin's eyes lit up immediately, and before I knew it, he was ordering 3 items at once. I hesitated, trying to pick something that I might be able to handle, and finally settled on the Choco Cheese Surprise. It sounded like a chocolate dessert with cheese incorporated in some way. How bad could it be? The moment I took a bite, I knew I had made a grave error. Chocolate was rich, almost overpowering, and then came the cheese, sharp, tangy, and completely unexpected. My taste buds went into complete rebellion. I chewed cautiously, trying to convince myself that it wasn't that bad, but my stomach had other ideas. Within seconds, I realized that this was it. This was the food that would make me surrender. And yes, I had to throw it up. There was no heroic way around it. I stepped to a discreet spot and let it happen, while Colin, completely unaware, was still raving about how unique and amazing everything tasted. After recovering from that ordeal, we had a little moment of reflection. I realized that my limits when it comes to unique foods were a lot closer than I thought. Colin, on the other hand, seemed practically invincible. He tried to convince me that I just hadn't fully appreciated the artistry of the food, but I wasn't buying it. For me, sometimes food is meant to be fun and adventurous, yes, but also enjoyable, and that particular experience had gone way past enjoyable. We took a break and sat down with some water and fresh fruit that we had bought from a nearby stand. Colin laughed at my reaction, but also praised me for trying so many things. It was a learning experience for sure. I realized that food adventures are about testing boundaries, discovering new flavors, and sometimes knowing when to say enough is enough. After we rested a bit, we continued our exploration, but at a much slower pace. I focused on things that were still unique but less extreme. We tried gourmet pretzels with unexpected fillings, artisanal lemonade flavors, and a few dessert items that were more creative than shocking. Colin continued to push the limits, ordering things like spicy mango slushies and sushi-inspired donuts. I stuck to the milder options, finding enjoyment in the creativity without testing my stomach to the breaking point again. By the end of the day, we had sampled an incredible variety of foods. Some were hits, some were misses, and one had to be surrendered entirely. It was a roller coaster of flavors, textures, and emotions. I learned a lot about my own limits and about the incredible creativity that food truck vendors bring to the table. Colin, of course, seemed to thrive in this chaos, loving every single bite and every bizarre flavor combination. As we walked back to the car, we laughed about the day's events, recounting our favorite and least favorite items. The ghost pepper taco, the savory ice cream, the mac and cheese balls, the extreme experiment, it was all part of an unforgettable experience. I might not have survived the choco cheese surprise intact, but the adventure itself was worth it. We made memories, shared laughter, and got some great stories to tell you all. So, here's the takeaway from today's food adventure. Trying unique truck food can be a lot of fun, but know your limits. Sometimes you'll love it, sometimes you'll hate it, and sometimes you'll be forced to do the unthinkable. And that's okay. It's all part of the adventure. Colin and I walked away with new experiences, funny stories, and a newfound respect for the sheer creativity and boldness of food truck culture. Thank you all for joining me on this wild ride of flavors and reactions. If you're ever at a food truck festival, I encourage you to be adventurous, but maybe pace yourself a little. And if you end up in my situation, remember, it's okay to throw in the towel. Literally. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Baylen Out Loud adventures. Share your craziest food truck experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear which ones made you laugh, cringe, or even throw something up like me. Till next time, stay curious, stay brave, and maybe keep a water bottle handy.